One of the things that people talk to me about is, what is God's plan for me? That's a question I get over and over and over again. So I thought we'd go into that. We'd explore that together. We would look at it and see what are the possibilities. And so today's talk is there a divine plan? A lot of people think there is. A lot of people are looking, what does God want for me? Well, let's start at the beginning. Here's the one thing I know. I believe there is one. I believe it is infinite. I believe it has always been. I believe it always will be. Do you notice I'm saying it? I am not saying he, because I don't know what it is. I know it's not a being. I like to think about it as consciousness or complete total awareness. You can use those two terms interchangeably. But if there is only one, which I believe there is, that means that everything is created out of and is a part of this oneness. So I am a point of light within the all light. You are a point of light within the all light. And that point of light that we are is not separate from the allness, but is a part of the allness. And that's a really interesting concept. It's the idea that you are a drop of water in the ocean. And all the qualities of the ocean exist within you. And yet when you're in the ocean, you have no boundaries. But when you have a mind and a body, those boundaries of the drop appear, and you appear to yourself as being separate, when in reality, you're a part of the ocean. So I'm going to use a lot of science of mind today as we talk about this idea, is there a divine plan for you? And I'm going to use quotes by Ernest Holmes, because I've studied him now for 20 years, and I'm just amazed at how deep I go the more and more I study it. So Ernest said, to suppose that the creative intelligence of the universe would create humans in bondage and leave them there would be to dishonor this creative power. So think about your life right now. Do you feel you're in bondage? Do you feel you're stuck where you are? What Ernest Holmes is saying, the creative intelligence wouldn't have created you to stay in bondage. It wouldn't have done that. It would have given you what? The freedom. It would have given you the power to create, the freedom to be anything you want. Why would it do that? Because that's its nature. Take it even a step further. To suppose that the creative intelligence could make human individuals without leaving them the ability to discover themselves would be to suppose an impossibility. In other words, giving us the ability to see our own infinite nature. I believe that that's the spark within us. I believe that that's that inner calling of saying, what's the divine plan? Maybe the divine plan is to discover who we are. To discover the allness of who we are. Now, how long will it take to do that? I don't know the answer, but I would guess eternity. How else do you discover your own infinite nature? Because you're never going to get to the end. And then if you are eternity, would you discover anything? No, there's nothing to discover when you are eternity. You're always there. That's the same idea as the concept of time. There is, in reality, there is no time. There's only now. And when you understand that there's only now, you realize that the past is an illusion. The future is an illusion. There is only the eternal now. This moment right here, the one I'm talking to, and right here, that's all that exists. Everything else is a memory or a forecast into the future. They're not real. Your memory is not real. You surround an event that happens with all of this stuff from your mind. It's not real. You think it is. And then you forecast that into the future. It's not real. The only thing is, this moment is the real moment. It's all that is. And this is the only moment where you're truly, totally aware. You see, individuality, and that's what we're talking about here. We talk about this creative intelligence giving us the power to discover ourselves. We're talking about our individuality, our ability to discover. And so individuality must be spontaneous. It can never be automatic. In other words, that universal intelligence gave each point of consciousness, you and me, the ability to discover, become more aware of our greatness, but it's not automatic. We've been given the ability to choose, to look at things that happen and choose the path we want to go on. Here's a fascinating thing. There's no one path. Not only is there no one path, there's no right path. There's no design path. It can't be that way because otherwise it would be automatic. Why even have the possibility of self-discovery, of self-awareness? You see, the seed of freedom must be planted in our innermost being, but we as humans, we must make the discovery for ourselves. We have a seed in us. We know that there is an infinite nature within us, right here, right now, an infinite nature. And we've been given this freedom of how do we want to discover that? How do we want to become aware? And while doing that, guess what? We get to have all the experience we could even imagine. And that's one of the things I think that stops us, is I think we've forgotten to imagine. I know for myself that I like to surround myself with people who have different perspectives from me. Because here's what I get. When I share my perspective and they share their perspective, my imagination expands. My ability to visualize a greater expands. That's why I'm a voracious reader, why I watch leading experts in fields to see what have they expanded into. Because when I see the possibility, I realize if it's possible for them, it's possible for me, because no one's better than anyone else. Are you hearing that? We're all equal in that we have the same power, the same possibilities available to us. The difference is, how do we pursue it? What is the belief structure that we've created for ourselves? Because while our beliefs do create our life experience, our beliefs also limit our life experiences. You know, when you go back to the master teacher, Jesus, and he said, "It is done unto you as you believe." Bam, that's it. But here's the key thing. Don't become attached to a belief. Don't hold on to a belief. Use the belief for now and then build a bigger belief, a more expansive belief. This way, while doing that, you're creating a greater and greater experience and you're becoming more and more and more aware. You see, I believe the divine plan is one of freedom. That's it. That's divine plan, freedom. If you think about what the great religions talk about, at the core of everything they talk about is love. They're saying that the infinite, which they call God, is love, which means God totally accepts you as you are. Totally accepts you as you are. And doing that, because you are part of it, you have the freedom to experience the cosmos, the infinite. You are free to do that. The power is clearly defined in you. Know that you are a part of the oneness, and that's where meditation comes in. And then know that you have the power to create an experience That is where it is done unto you as you believe comes in. So you have the two pillars of spiritual living. The pillar of connecting with oneness through meditation, and the second pillar of creating through the power of building your belief. Nothing stops you from building whatever belief you want. If you want to build the belief that you are a Christian and that there's a heaven and hell and that you have limitations based on whatever the doctrine of whatever Christian faith that you're buying into, that you're believing, Universal Mind Spirit, gives you the freedom to do that. If you want to be a Muslim, Universal Spirit gives you the freedom to do that. If you want to be Jewish, if you want to be Hindu, Buddhist, Tibetan Buddhist, Jainist, Bon, if you want to be Wiccan, if you want to be an atheist, you want to be an agnostic, it doesn't matter. Because the divine plan is freedom. And we've all been given that freedom. But our egos want to fit everyone into a box and want us to all be the same. But we were not meant to be that way. Our egos actually hide from us the truth. They hide from us the power that exists within us. They hide from us the possibilities that are available to us. And our job is to work behind it. You see, because the inherent nature of human is forever seeking to express in terms of freedom. The second that baby comes out and starts to do it, they want to be free. They learn the word no. They want to be free. When that baby becomes a teenager, they rebel. They want to be free. Midlife crisis, about freedom. The question is that we know we want to be free, but we've really never been guided. Free of what? Free of limitation. Free of limited thinking. Free of believing we're not enough. Free that we're not whole as we are. That we need something or someone to make us whole. The fact is, we don't need any of that. Just as we are right now, we're perfect. We're an expression of the infinite. You see, each of us has infinite creative power within us. And our purpose is to freely use that power to create as expansive a life as we can imagine. I truly believe the purpose of life is to make us more aware of our true nature. And we have the power that's right there within us to do that. But we have forgotten. Here's the key thing, that power is working whether we know it's there or not. Whatever you believe is demonstrating in your life right here, right now. Now, when you understand that, now you can begin to consciously use that power to create the life that you love, the life that juices you, the life that you're inspired to create. But you've got to open yourself to the possibility and know there is one, and you are expressing it. And as you express it, love yourself by accepting yourself as an infinite expression of life that is eternal, immortal, without limits. The divine plan is a plan of perfect freedom. How you use it is your choice.